All right, Wagwan viewers and subscribers, welcome to another great episode of Bourbon Jamaican. As you see, we're in Brady's domain, and what we're bringing to you today is the best bourbons for 2024, and courtesy of Brady. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So right between Christmas and New Year's, I normally do a blind every year of like about 20 to 25 bourbons to get my top 10 of the year. We couldn't coordinate a time for all three of us to meet up and do it this year due to people being sick and being on vacation, and then dry January hitting. I'm the only one drinking in January, of course. So this is my top 10. I'm going to start with a few honorable mentions because there's some that I know have been on a lot of top 10 lists that did not make my top 10. So an honorable mention that just missed top 10 would be the Smoke Eye Hill. Very fruity. It drinks way under its proof. It just was a little youthful for me. It stood out like a sore thumb in the blind.
And this coming out of Colorado.
Yes, that is the one that everybody said was the George T. Stagg killer and caught all that press.
What's the MSRP on this one?
That was $80.
Not bad.
Yeah. Fair price. It's on seal box all the time.
So we're going from least favorite to most favorite.
Yeah, so that's basically number 13. I've got 3 honorable mentions. So another honorable mention is that C924 Larceny. You got one of these and we did a review on it, and I loved it.
Yes.
It was probably the best larceny I've ever had. So I went out and got one. They were cheap at Kroger too. It was like
54.
Yeah, it was $55 at Kroger. You can't beat that.
No, you can't.
So then another one that was very sad for me that just missed the top 10 was the Discovery 12. I really liked this bottle. When I first got it, I blinded it with Russell's 13 because it's got 13-year wild turkey in it. I thought it was better than Russell's 13.
Oh, you think so?
But the more it opened up, the more it's gotten a little bitter. It's got like a sawdusty note to it.
So very charred.
Yeah, it's got like a dusty quality to it, but it's a little bitter. But I really enjoy it by itself. It's a great pour. It just didn't stand up in the blind. And there's a couple other bottles that we'll see that are like that as well. Some other honorable mentions that I didn't put in the blind before we get to number 10 would be Birthday Bourbon. It's such a low proof, and it's the only Brown Foreman that I had in the whole flight, so I knew I was going to pick it out. The A. Smith Bowman, and I had another bottle that I got at the end of the year, so I got those too late to put into the blind.
Yeah, the birthday kind of, it's almost like with the Presidential Reserve, the Hancock. It's just like the hype is there, but it's such low proof.
Right.
But it's really good juice, don't get me wrong.
By itself, it's a great pour.
Yeah.
By itself. Just like the Discovery. So my number 10, one of our favorite brands,
Absolutely.
It's the K. Luke Batch 10.
Shout out to K. Luke.
I really, really like this bottle. It's really sweet. The one knock it had in the blind for me was that it drank a little hot. It is 120 proof. And it drank right at that 120, where some of these other bottles drank under their proof and just had a little bit longer finish. But this is a great pour.
I enjoy K-Luke stuff, even though with the higher proof, and you know me, over 100 I'm screaming, but this was absolutely smooth. I think we did a couple of these in the blind.
Yes.
And so far, 80, 55,
140,
140.
110.
110. So we're not too bad. We're still on the 150 range for now.
Yes. Big surprise for me this year was the Penelope Estate 9.
Yes.
Not a big Penelope guy. I like some of their stuff, but none of it's ever like wow to me. They're just good sippers.
Penelope wows me a lot. The Architect, surprising the French oak, that is really good. And of course, the Toasted Barrel and the Toasted Rye are world class, man. I think they do bring some good stuff. You had let me try that Rio. I still haven't owned my own bottle of Rio, but we'll see in the future. A viewer had mentioned that Valencia was one of his favorite, and we've passed it up on several different occasions. So like now I'm absolutely open to getting the Valencia and giving it a shot.
And the Havana hits the market next month. That's the rum maple syrup finish one.
Oh yeah, you say rum, you call it my name.
But yeah, so we actually reviewed this one here against last year's 9-year private estate, if you recall, and I love this bottle. It stood up in the blind, even though it was, 101 proof. It's got such rich flavor for 101 proof. It's a really good pour.
And what's the MSRP of this one?
That was 90.
There you go.
Huge sleeper this year. One of my favorite bottles, the Green River Full Proof.
Yes.
$45.
And you see them at Costco all day.
And so that'd be 8th place. That's
Wow.
my number 8 bourbon of the year at $45.
Yeah.
This one might get a little criticism for it, but this is the Lux Row 12. You can only get that at Lux Row or in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit harder to find. It's also $175, but it says 12 year on the front, but they source Elijah Craig. And it tells you the barrel age on the front because they blend 2 barrels. So both of those barrels were between 14 and 15 years. So it's basically like a 14-year Elijah Craig barrel proof, and it's fantastic. It is so rich and sweet. It's like, it reminds me of your Parker's Rye where it's got that brownie batter note to it. That's so good.
I got to go look at the one that I have. So I got one from the very first wave when they first came out.
Yeah.
And everybody was hyping it up. And I was just like, you know what, let me hold on to this for a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see. I never really looked at it, but I just always, like you said, you'll just see the 12 year thinking that 12 year.
Right.
So now when you start kind of reading the description and stuff, you kind of get to learn a little bit more about what you're getting in the bottle.
Right. Yeah, I got one 2 years ago, and then I just got this one this year. So
Yeah.
ran out. Next time I went to Lux Row, I was like, yeah, I got to get another. Because they're actually hard to find even in Kentucky.
Yeah.
But once you go to Lux Row, they're on the shelf, readily available. Walk in and grab one. So that'd be number 7. Number 6. I wish this ranked higher. I was hoping it would rank higher. But still, number 6 is pretty good. It's the Booker's Reserves. This
2024?
one, yes, this is the first release. This is 2024. We should see it again in 2025. This was pretty limited this year.
Yeah.
It was $130.
You got lucky. I've seen one. I walked in and there was just one on the table.
Yeah.
And I grabbed it. So I still have mine unopened.
Yeah, I got mine at Bourbon Fest. Normally at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, bottles last all day. I had to have this, so as soon as I opened the gate, I went there, I got my bottle, and they sold out about 20 people after me.
Damn.
Come to find out, this was like as rare or more rare than birthday bourbon this year.
Yeah.
But it was excellent. I love this bottle. So that was 6. Here, let's slide these down here, and we'll do the top 5 here in the middle, so it's a little easier to focus on it.
Drum roll. Top 5.
Number 5,
Oh.
the Old Fitzgerald VVS. So this one is Kentucky only and distillery only, since it's got the red label. The VVS stands for very, very special. If you guys don't know the story, the quick story behind this one is they made this in 1999. Heaven Hill burnt down, and then in 2012, when this was 13 years, they tasted it and they said, this is excellent. We're going to save this for a special occasion. They put it in a giant vat, and it sat in that tank for 12 years, and then they bottled it, and this is the 25th anniversary of the Old Fitzgerald brand since Heaven Hills owned it. It's gone back for 100 or something years,
so
but
there you go.
Heaven Hills owned it for 25 years, so they released this as a very, very special.
That's good. You're getting a little bit of history on
Yeah,
this.
it tastes, if you ever go to an antique bar and taste Dusty's, like if you go to Revival, that's what this tastes like. It is so dusty and butterscotch. The knock for it was the proof. It's 100 proof.
Yeah.
It's really good by itself. That seems to be the trend so far, but in the blind, it didn't stand up to some of the heavy hitters you guys are about to see.
Uh-oh.
Number 4, we did a review of this. I've never been a fan of this brand until this year. For some reason, this one just hit.
Yeah, it did.
And it's the Barrel Batch 36. Everybody was hyping up the 35 last year. It won the double gold at San Francisco. I tried it. I hated it. This one, I tried it at Bourbon Fest because it was a free pour, and I bought a bottle. I loved it, and here, I mean, it just beat Old Fitzgerald. Which,
we did it in a blind. I
Yes.
think we did it by itself and then did it in a blind.
yes,
So
I love it.
Find that video, check it out.
Yeah, really, really good. Huge shock for me. Most people's number 1. It's the Russell's 15. And the barrel was $85.
Okay.
The Russell's 15, we all know the MSRP is $250. I love this bottle, don't get me wrong. But I found, number one, it stands out in the blonde. You could always tell what it was, which isn't a big deal. I'm going to do it unbiased. But it had a slight sawdusty note to it, like the Discovery 12 had, which was also wild turkey juice in it. And the more you drink it, the more bitter that sawdusty taste got. So like it punches you with that real rich fruit and syrup, and you're like, man, this is good stuff. And it sits on your tongue and it gets dry and a little bitter.
So are you hinting that it could possibly be a little bit of the Russell's 15 in that?
Oh yeah, except it's 13 years in the Discovery. But yes, you can tell
So
they're
is that
very
the reason
similar.
you blinded with the Russell's 13
Yes.
to kind of balance it out?
Yep, because it tells you here on the side, it's 14. So half of this bottle is 14-year Russells. That's why I had blinded it with that.
It's right in the middle.
Yeah, so great bottle. The Russell's 15 is a great bottle. I'm glad I have it, but
I think when I got to pour this, I think I was on vacation in Florida, and I walked in and the dude had it, and this was like the week it came out.
right.
And I was just hoping they had an extra bottle that I could buy it. I almost bought the bottle that was already open, like whatever was left in it, I was ready to buy it. But then I was just like, since it's like the first wave, we'll kind of wait.
Right.
But I passed up on this to get the Parker's Heritage 14,
Yep.
and then Brady walked in and ended up getting them a bottle. So we try to balance it out on what's out there. So if one gets it, the other one don't. At least we know we have a bottle.
Right. Yeah, very good stuff. But my number 2, this was not a surprise to me because I love this bottle. I know some people gave it a bad rap, but everybody gave Elijah Craig Barrel Proof a bad rap this year just because it wasn't as good as C923 and the age statement's lower. This B524, I love. This is my second bottle, and I actually even bought a third one because they're $65 at Kroger here. This has so much flavor. It's 130 proof, and it reminded me a little bit of the Russell's 15 because this actually has a fruity aspect to it, which most of the Elijah Craigs don't.
Yeah.
Normally they're chocolate, peanut butter, oat kind of thing. But this had a slight fruitiness to it, and it does not drink 130. I mean, this drinks like it's like 115.
Yeah. Well, shit, we went through a couple bottles, especially.
Yes, this is so good.
Yeah,
I
a couple
love
of these.
this. I love this. Then my number 1 was a
Drum roll,
huge,
number 1.
huge surprise for me. I hated this bottle. When I first opened it, I was like, this is really mediocre. I shouldn't have spent the money.
Yeah.
And I did the blind, this whole blind, and then I redid it with just the top 5, and I got the same results, even though it was a separate day. So they were 2 weeks apart, my 2 blinds, and I got the same result. It was the Heaven Hill 18 year. It's 120 proof Elijah Craig at 18 years. It sounds awesome. When I first cracked it, I was like, I'd rather have B524.
Yeah.
And this was my easy winner.
And
Twice.
How much was the MSRP on this one?
That one is $290.
I remember you were willing to part ways with this before you opened it.
Yes, so I got this one waiting in line at Heaven Hill, and then when I went to an event at a later date, I got another one, and I was like, yeah, I opened this one, and I was so mad. I was like, all right, I have to like trade my second one, do something with it. And after doing this blind twice, I was like, okay, well, maybe not. I'm really shocked. It's just like B524. It's got that fruitiness to it that I love, but it's more layered than B524.
Yeah.
It is a delicious pour. It's just like the Russells where you could sit down and with 1 ounce, you could sit down for an hour and just break it down.
You know what I'm absolutely surprised on, Brady?
What?
You do not have not one Buffalo Trace product in this blind.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised.
The only thing I got from Buffalo Trace, I got it straight from the barrel this year, but that comes out all the time.
Right.
And they're single barrels. I got one stag this year. Wasn't a huge fan of it. I didn't get the E.H. Taylor barrel proof. I did try it though. It is incredible.
Yeah.
I really want a bottle of that, but haven't seen it. Hasn't even hit Kentucky yet, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, even though it came out in November, hasn't hit us yet. So, no Buffalo Trace, no Brown Foreman, right? Yeah, no Brown Foreman. I'm a huge Heaven Hill and Wild Turkey guy. I think it shows, but I love some good MGP too, and there was plenty of good MGP in here. But
Well,
it was a great experience, and I think we're going to do a little different next year, and we're going to make sure that all three of us are in on it, and we're going to do a little bit different of a breakdown on it.
Yeah. Probably earlier to the end of the year.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times, end of November, around Thanksgiving until Christmas is when normally a lot of the really good stuff come out because
Right.
everybody's looking for gifts and all that kind of good stuff. But this is the 2024 top 10
Yeah.
slash what 15. Brady added a couple extra.
Top 10 with some honorable mentions.
Some honorable mentions. And hope you guys enjoy this video, and we're looking forward to bringing you more. Hopefully we can get a little bit more consistency in dropping the videos. We're gonna probably work on setting some time and dates, so that way a lot of you can kind of catch the videos versus be more sporadic with it. And thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.